Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Top God New World. In today's video, we are going to review the brand new SSR Plus character, Punisher REN. Now, I know you guys have been waiting for me to drop this Punisher REN guide for a couple days. Now, I have been testing him. That's the reason why it took me a minute to drop this video. But after testing him these past couple days, my overall opinion on this character is that he is a decent unit, but he is not a necessity and he is not a requirement. But before I get into more details, make sure that you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it. And if you guys are new here on the channel, I have a Discord server, so if you guys are interested, you can join the server by going to my channel description. You see the server link there, and I also post a server link in the comment section down below. But anyways, let's not waste any time. Let's hop right into the video. All right, so as you guys can see here, I still haven't unlocked Punisher REN. I still don't have him, but we're mostly going to test him in arena simulation. That's pretty much how we're going to test him. And let's go ahead and look at his kit. So the first thing we have is his passive. His passive is where his whole kit resolves around his passive. So he's going to summon a thing called Bull. He's going to summon a bull creature on the field. Now the thing is, he can only summon this bull creature on the battlefield one time. If the bull dies, you cannot summon the bull anymore. Like, Punisher REN can't summon it anymore. So let's go ahead and read it. It says, at the start of battle, Punisher REN summons the bull. The bull has its own stats with values equal to 160% of Punisher REN's stats. While the bull is alive, Punisher REN's physical and magic resistance increases by 40%. On the other hand, his physical and magic resistance decrease by 4% if the bull dies. Now, this right here is a crucial point. I'm going to talk about that later, but keep this in mind. This part right here where it says physical and magic resistance decreased by 4%, keep that in mind. The bull prioritizes attacking REN's targets first. In addition, the bull's movement speed increases by 40% and swiftness increases by 40 for 5 seconds when REN is attacked. Cooldown 10 seconds. If Punisher REN dies, the bull dies with him. So looking at this passive right here, Punisher REN is able to gain physical and magic resistance, but he also gets a debuff when the bull dies. So that part, his passive, like this part right here, is kind of like a double-edged sword because it's a buff and also at the same time it's a debuff. And it says the bull prioritizes attacking REN's targets first. So if, let's say, REN is attacking a specific enemy, that bull is going to target that enemy. And I feel like the movement speed and the swiftness increase is really good. But when we look at this part right here, it says if Punisher REN dies, the bull dies with him. So if you guys are wondering, after Punisher REN summons the bull on the battlefield, can it stay alive after he dies? The answer is no. The bull can't stay alive. If Punisher REN dies, the bull dies. If the bull dies, then the bull is permanently dead. You cannot summon the bull anymore. So I feel like that part is what makes him a decent unit at most. Now let's go ahead and move on to his active skill. It says summon eel. Punisher REN summons an eel beneath the enemy's feet to deal 800% of his attack as damage 3 times, sending them airborne for 2 seconds. The bull then uses tail swing. So this active skill, he's going to summon an eel, and on top of that, the bull is going to use a tail swing attack. And it says bull tail swing. The bull strikes REN's target with its tail to deal 400% of its attack as damage, stunning them for 2 seconds. So as soon as Punisher REN summons this eel, the bull is going to do a tail swing and he's going to attack the enemy and also going to stun the enemy for 2 seconds. And then for the next active, we have lick. Punisher REN becomes immune to status effects, briefly teleports to the bull, and licks the bull to restore it. And licks it to restore 40% of its max HP. Punisher REN also recovers 24% of his max HP and 24% energy. The bull feels cared for and uses the roar skill. If the bull is not present, Punisher REN licks himself while standing in place to recover 24% of his max HP and 24% energy. Bull roar. The bull increases its attack by 48% and swiftness by 48 for 10 seconds. So basically, lick is an ability where Punisher REN is going to buff the bull. He's going to buff him, and when he's able to land this active skill on the bull, he's going to restore the bull's HP, and then he's also going to recover. It says Punisher Ren also recovers 24% of his max HP and 24% energy. So after he does his active skill, he's going to recover energy and also max HP as well. And it says if the bull isn't present, Punisher Ren is going to lick himself, which means that all of these buffs right here, Punisher Ren is going to apply that to himself. It says after he licks himself, he's going to recover 24% of his max HP and 24% energy. So he's not going to, this 48% HP restoration, he's not going to do that to himself. It's only the 24% energy and the 24% of max HP, and that's pretty much it if the bull isn't present. And Bull Roar is basically a buff for the bull after Punisher Ren applies the lick to the bull. And then for special move, we have Excitement. Punisher Ren becomes immune to status effects and teleports to deal 1200% of his attack as damage to nearby enemies, stunning them for 2 seconds. Then the bull uses its skill, Bull Bite. Bull Bite, the bull bites its target 5 times to deal 200% of its attack as damage and decreases their magic resistance by 40% for 10 seconds. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this magic resistance debuff for 10 seconds is actually kind of cracked. Like, that's really good, especially if you're using other magic resistance magic DPS units like Child and Dorsey. I'm pretty sure Child and Dorsey is magic DPS. Let me double check real quick because I don't want to sound stupid. Okay, where's she? No, she's physical. Good thing I double checked out. Good thing I double checked that. But basically, if you're running a magic DPS character, Punisher Ren's special move can basically allow magic DPS characters to do a ton of damage. So reading his kit overall, I feel like Punisher Ren, once this bull dies, that's when his damage is going to fall off. Like, his damage is going to fall off because the bull is going to do the most damage. Like, you have this huge attack buff right here, like Bull Roar. You have like 40% attack increase and additional 48 swiftness. I feel like the bull is definitely going to be like, the main damage dealing. Like, he's going to deal the most damage for Punisher Ren, of course. But the thing is that you can only summon the bull one time. Like, as soon as you enter battle, the bull is going to enter the battlefield automatically. But once the bull dies, you can't summon it back anymore. And if Punisher Ren dies, the bull dies as well. So there's like a lot of things that's holding back Punisher Ren's damage, to be honest. But the only thing he has going for him besides the bull is the eel and his special move. Like, the 1200% of his attack is going to be some pretty insane damage, but the bull is still the one that's doing the most damage in his kit. Like, the bull is like the most important thing. So what you really want to focus on for Punisher Ren is you want to make sure that the bull is able to stay alive as much as possible, because as soon as the bull dies, the only thing you have left is the active skill, Summon Ill, and you also have Excitement, the special move. Lick, that only increases his energy and max HP, and that's pretty much it. So it's pretty much his kit so far. Now, when we look at his exclusive equipment, now I actually wanted to talk about his exclusive equipment because I feel like his exclusive equipment is a little bit weird. And the reason why is because we look at it, and you guys can go ahead and pause if you want to, but when you guys read his exclusive equipment, you guys can clearly see that there is no damage boost involved in his EE at all. I'm gonna call exclusive equipment EE from now on. There's just no attack buff or anything. It's just additional energy, invincibility, and max HP recovery, and that's basically it. There's nothing else. There's no damage boost to the bull or damage boost to Punisher Ren. There's nothing. So I feel like as a mage unit, his EE is kind of weird for like a mage unit. Like, this is like the first time I've seen like a mage unit have like an exclusive equipment where he doesn't have any attack boost, basically anything that can boost his damage, to be honest. So looking at his EE, it seems like his exclusive equipment is mostly built for the bull. It's mostly there. Like, this exclusive equipment is to basically increase the survivability of the bull, because it says Ren recovers 100% of his energy when the bull dies. and it says Ren recovers 5% of his max HP every 5 seconds while the bull is alive. So reading his entire EE, it seems like it just increases his survivability, and that's pretty much it. It makes him a really tanky unit because he's recovering a bunch of HP, and he's also recovering energy as well, which is going to allow him to basically spam his special skill. So that's pretty much his entire kit so far. And if you guys were to ask me, you know, which ignition weapon you want to put on him, I feel like the two best ignition weapons you want to put on Punisher Ren is Bergamot and attack speed set. I feel like attack speed and Bergamot is going to increase his survivability, and attack speed of course is going to allow him to do more damage. And I feel like you guys should definitely go for attack speed instead, because his kit already has a bunch of, you know, survivability buffs where he's going to increase his HP and energy. So adding Bergamot on top of that, if Bergamot can also apply to the beast as well, that would be interesting. But if it doesn't apply to the beast, if it doesn't apply to the bull, then there's really no point overall. So I feel like putting attack speed would be a better choice, but I'm just rambling. Let's go ahead and test this character out. So I'm going to come over here to arena simulation. Now the team, I feel like the best team for him is of course green element team. I feel like green team is definitely the best team for him because it's going to boost his attack. So that's going to be really important. And Lozelle is going to be a crucial character because she's basically going to buff his damage, because it says Lozelle increases attack of green element allies by 32% at the start of the battle. So that is actually really good overall. So Lozelle is a really solid unit to pair up with Punisher Ren, and you want to make sure that Punisher Ren is actually near Lozelle so that he can receive that buff, not attack buff, but basically receive the healing as well. So this is a really solid team. Yeon is in this team to make sure that, you know, the enemies, they receive that green element resistance shred, because if we look at this right here, it says Yeon's attack have a 50% chance to apply a green element crystal. You guys already know what I'm talking about. Yeon, she can basically reduce the enemy's green element resistance. It says it right here. So she's a really good unit if you want to pair up with Punisher Ren. And Chada Dorsey, she's basically going to deal some damage and basically distract the enemy, and the same for Data Zahar as well. So if you guys are wondering why do I have Punisher Ren and Data Zahar with 0 copies, is because, you know, we're free to play. We're not all free to play, but you guys already know that it's kind of hard to get, you know, copies of SSR Plus characters. So I'm just being realistic here. The best thing to do is to put them at, you know, 0 copies, because that's just realistic. Putting them at Rainbow Stars, let's be honest, nobody's gonna Rainbow Star an SSR Plus unit when they just release. Only pay to win players. But for free to play players, at most 3 green stars, 3 blue stars, or just no stars at all. So this is pretty much the team that I'm going to run. So let's go ahead and enter battle. So I was testing this team multiple times, and the conclusion that I came to was, it seems like Punisher Ren, his performance is mostly survivability. It seems like the only thing he's able to do is survive a lot, because he already summoned the bull. As you guys can see, the bull is right here, and he did the lick buff where he's going to basically go to the bull and heal the bull. So you want to make sure that the bull is alive as much as possible. And look at this right here. So his special skill didn't do a lot of damage because the enemy had the shield, but as you guys can see, the bull is still alive, and by the time the bull dies, hopefully it dies so I can show you guys. Okay, I don't think it's gonna die here because it's just Evan. So we were able to win that. But look at this performance right here. 614 million damage, 741 million damage, and 195 million healing. So the fact that his damage was lower than Lozelle is kind of weird, but you guys can clearly see that his damage is kind of lacking compared to characters like Yeon. Yeon was able to do like 2 million, like she was able to do like 2 billion damage, which is insane. So overall, I feel like he's more of like a tanky unit, like, because you guys can clearly see that he's able to take a lot of damage, but his damage is just, it's still decent, but overall it's not, how can I say this, it's not like a shocker, you know what I'm saying? Like his damage is not like out of this world compared to other characters like Joaquin, Rachel, and stuff like that. So I feel like Punisher REN is a pretty balanced character. I feel like he's just balanced, because we're gonna go back, and if you guys are wondering, you know, what's his performance with max rainbow stars, well, let's go ahead and max him out. Let's put him at max rainbow stars. Let's do the same thing for that as a hard. Actually, let's just leave him at no stars at all. I feel like that's fair enough. And then yeah, I feel like this is actually fair. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's do quick result this time, and let's see if his damage is able to go a little bit higher. So he was able to stay alive, and he was able to do some pretty good damage. So of course, with high investment, Punisher REN is actually really good. Like, he's a pretty solid unit. His survivability is really good, and he's able to deal good damage, and he's also able to apply some good healing. So overall, I feel like Punisher REN is a pretty balanced character. He's really balanced. He's not broken, he's not trash, he's just borderline balanced. So that's pretty much his performance with max rainbow stars. It's not out of this world, but that's a decent performance. That's actually pretty decent. So let's go ahead and try to lower his limit break down just a little bit. Let's put like 3 blue stars. I feel like 3 blue stars is realistic, right? That's realistic. Actually, no, that's Lozelle. Yeah, let's put him down to 3 blue stars. All right, and let's go again. Let's see how his performance is in this fight. All right, so look at that. He was able to deal a ton of damage right there. So far, not bad. I feel like the reason why he's able to perform well is because the Data Zahard on the other team doesn't have a lot of copies. So we're going to go ahead and increase Data Zahard's limit break by just a little bit. I think 2 blue stars, 2 green stars, and then let's increase this to, I'll say 3 purple stars. And let's go again. All right, so as you guys can literally see here, 3 purple star Data Zahard, he was able to completely annihilate Punisher REN. So it really depends on, you know, how many copies the enemy team has on their character. Like, if you're going up against a 3 purple star Data Zahard, chances are your Punisher REN is going to get folded. So if you don't have any copies on Punisher REN, then you're definitely going to see Punisher REN take a lot of damage, and he's going to be extremely squishy. But I feel like the more copies you have on him, the more tankier he'll become. He'll be able to take a lot of damage, and he'll also be able to heal the bull even more. So I feel like the most important thing with Punisher REN is that you want to make sure that the bull is able to stay alive, because if I click replay right here, chances are the reason why he died is because the bull died or Punisher REN died first. And if Punisher REN dies first, the bull ends up dying as well. So let's go and see what happened here. So the bull is right there. The bull has max HP, and honestly, I feel like the bull is actually pretty tanky. Like, I thought the bull was going to, you know, die instantly, but as you guys can see, the bull died right there. The bull instantly died, and Punisher REN is going to do his special skill, and let's see if that's going to do some good damage. I'm not gonna lie, I actually wanted to watch that cutscene. So look at that, man. Like, honestly, the damage wasn't there, but to be honest, he doesn't even have his ignition weapon because we're just testing him out. So I feel like that's, you know, that's the reason why he wasn't able to deal some good damage right there. But the fact that he wasn't able to deal a lot of damage with his special skill, probably because he has low accuracy, who knows. But based off of his performance as of to right now, he's definitely a decent unit. I feel like he's decent. The best team that you want to put Punisher REN in is definitely Green Element. I feel like Green Element team is definitely the best way to go. Putting him in like a yellow, like putting him with other units, like yellow element units, you can put him in like a team that involves multiple elements like yellow, red, blue. But if you're trying to focus on, you know, teams that revolve around one specific element, then you definitely want to put Punisher REN in Green Element. So overall, my take on his character, he's decent. He is a decent unit. He's not broken, he's not trash, but he's just borderline decent. Now, should you guys invest in him? And what I mean by invest is, should you guys summon for this unit? Considering the fact that we're going to have the collaboration event literally next update, I would definitely recommend you guys to save up your suspendum. But here's my thing: if you didn't participate in the 7/9 collab, I feel like Punisher would be a good SSR plus unit to pick up for sure, because he's just balanced, and when it comes to damage, it's not insane, but he can deal some decent damage, right? But compared to units like Rachel, I feel like Rachel, she definitely brings more value because she's able to heal your allies. She's also able to apply self crit buff, because if we look at her exclusive equipment, and honestly, I feel like Punisher's EE is just underwhelming, but looking at Rachel's exclusive equipment, it's just absolutely insane. Like, she gets critical damage increase, critical hit, like it's just insane, the fact that she has all these damage buffs. But if you have Rachel, I feel like using Rachel versus using Punisher REN, you definitely get more value when it comes to using Rachel, because Rachel is absolutely broken against bosses. She deals a ton of damage against bosses, and she's pretty good in PvE content. Like, she can carry you really far in PvE content. For PvP, I don't know, but for PvE and fighting against bosses, she's really good. So overall, if you have Rachel, you should definitely consider, I wouldn't say skip Punisher REN, but don't really focus on getting Punisher REN. Like, that's all I can pretty much say. Like, don't really focus on getting him, because we have the collaboration coming up next update. So if you actually really want Punisher REN, like, you can mostly participate in this event right here, the lucky draw event. I'm literally in like the 7th, yeah, no, I'm in the 6th phase right now. Once you reach like round 6, you'll be able to obtain, you know, a free SSR plus character. You can obtain either Data Uric or Punisher REN. Honestly, Punisher REN is just way better overall than Data Uric. I feel like Data Uric Mazino, he's a solid unit, but it's really weird how they made Data Uric Mazino a tank unit. He's mostly like a damage dealing unit, to be honest. So you can really pick up a free Punisher REN once you reach round 6 if you're lucky enough. But what I recommend you guys to, you know, waste all your suspendum and the summon, like the normal summon banner, to be honest, no, it's not really worth it, because we have the collaboration event coming up. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on Punisher REN. Really solid unit, not broken, not trash, just borderline decent. And I feel like he's definitely going to be really good in adventure mode because of his survivability, and of course the bull. I feel like the bull is able to do some really good damage, and he's able to survive on his own, which is really nice. And I feel like this ability right here, the lick ability, this really increases Punisher REN survivability and also the bull survivability as well, because that additional energy and also the max HP recovery, which is really nice. So I feel like Punisher REN, he's a really fun unit. He's fun. I'm really close to getting him. I'm definitely going to get him in the round 6 when I get that SSR plus box. But yeah, I'm definitely going to pick him up, and I'm definitely going to use him some more, test him some more. But based off of my interpretation and reading his kit and testing him in arena simulation, he comes off as a warrior unit. Like, to be honest, I feel like he's more of a warrior unit because of his survivability, because warrior units, they're really good with survivability and they can deal decent damage. And the fact that he's a mage unit, I feel like mage units, they just do a ton of damage. Like, they do insane damage because you have Yiwa, Child, and Dorsey and stuff like that. So yeah, overall, Punisher REN, not a bad unit. If you don't have Rachel from 7/9 collaboration, Punisher would definitely be a good pickup. But do I recommend you guys to waste all your suspendum in the normal summon banner? No, it's not really worth it. Just try to participate in the event, try to reach round 6 if you're lucky, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's Punisher REN, not a bad character. It's pretty fun. But anyways, I'll be ending the video at that. Make sure that you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it, and I hope this video is able to help you guys out, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.